Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Do enjoy.
Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Dylan. I am with my colleagues today, Vuyo, Bully, and Gina. Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Hi, welcome.
Sanitize. Make sure that you sanitize your hands every day. Keep social distancing and wear a mask wherever you go, so to stop the spread of this pandemic called COVID-19. Our topic for today, gender-based violence. We saw a need that we should speak about it. Since 8 women have been killed every day in South Africa, we saw a need that we should bring awareness about this pandemic, gender-based violence. What is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence is directed against a person because of their gender. Both women and men experience this gender-based violence, but the majority of people who are victims are women and children. What are the examples of this gender-based violence? It could be rape,
domestic violence,
Sexual harassment.
and you can name them. Going to the main course of the day, we are going to engage in several topics regarding this gender-based violence issue. One of our first question is, what are the causes of gender-based violence? What could be the cause of this issue, gender-based violence?
Okay.
Bully?
Okay. Thank you, Dean. I'll say one of the causes of gender-based violence is poverty.
Poverty.
Yeah. And
Yes.
then poverty leads to unemployment.
Yes.
As we all know, especially in South Africa, and more especially now because of the pandemic that we are facing. A lot of people are losing jobs. And also before South Africa, we have not a lot of employment for our people, especially the young people. So it comes then to be a challenge in our families. And then that also leads to domestic violence.
Yes.
And also as the background of us, I would say, in terms of culture, that a man is a provider. If now this man was a provider for his family, and now he lost his job because of the pandemic, and then things will start to change at home.
Yeah.
Because now there's a lack of bread, there's no food, and then that's the way things are starting to get sour. And the partner will also talking is like, go out there, find work, and those things, it put pressure to the other gender. I'll speak about men.
Yes.
It put
Yes.
pressure on a man that's like, I used to be a provider, I used to be respected by the woman, my partner, and the kids now. So because now I'm not working, and then that respect is gone, there's a lot of stigma and pressure that I must provide. And then it tends to be with the emotions that the person will have, that I have a lot of things that I need to provide, and then I can't do this thing, and it leads to the communication. That is the break in terms of the communication, and a relationship in become like the way it was before.
Yes.
Because now are common, ne?
Yes.
And then that it will lead in terms of fights.
Yes.
Like it will start with the argument,
Yeah.
and then, but at the end it would lead to domestic violence.
Yes.
So I would say this is one of the causes that we'll hear from our families and from the communities that we are working with.
Yeah, that could be the cause. Culture and unemployment.
Yes.
Those could be the causes. Let's hear Regina.
Yes. I can also add by saying lack of education.
Yeah.
If you find out that in the community, like there are the community members, like, they don't take education seriously,
Yeah.
or rather that I say that they don't have access to education, it leads to, lack of information, being more informed about this gender-based violence. Because of, if you are more informed in terms of education, you know the right way of doing things. If you find out that in a community where you are living, your neighbor is being abused or what, you are going to advise them that rather way, and also you can go and report that case to someone or to the police station, and in that way you are helping each other. So if we are in a community whereby we have access to education, then it can somehow reduce even poverty. As it is, it can reduce poverty, and then from there we are able to say that there is awareness, and
Yeah.
people are informed, and people can raise awareness, and people they don't practice this gender-based violence.
Yeah.
That it's affecting the society.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's hear.
And another thing that I think is the cause of this gender-based violence pandemic we're facing is substance abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way that we as men tend not to talk about our problems.
Yeah.
But what we do is we go to taverns, we go to shippings, we go to clubs, we drink our sorrows away. And then when we come back, because we were thinking of beating somebody before we left, when we come back, we actually have the courage to actually do that. So it's actually part of us having that thing yokuba umuntu andizokwazi umenza into because I'm scared of being arrested. I'm scared of being named. So now when you drink and you have that thing about I don't care anymore because you're drunk, you don't think straight, you don't do anything straight. So you just go in there, you do what you must, because now your mind is not being controlled by you, but it's being controlled by the substances that you have taken.
Yes.
So I think the substances play a role also
Yeah.
in gender-based violence.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you. Okay, lack of education and also substance abuse.
Yes.
Those are the ones or the measures that have been taking place in this pandemic. So let's take note to that names of the causes. All right, which lead us to our next questions. What does this GBV or gender-based violence impact you in the society or impact the society as a whole? What do you think gender-based violence impact the society? Yes, Boli?
Okay. Thank you, Dee. I would say the impact that gender-based violence is, it destroys families.
Yeah.
It destroys families, and also in that destroying families, the most people that impact to them, it's not the adults that were in a relationship or because of gender-based violence.
Yes.
It affects more the children.
Yeah.
Because it also can shape their future in a way that let's say it was a family, there's a mother, there's a father, there's kids, and now there will be separation, then there will be divorce, and then there will be a single mother or a single father who's raising the kids.
Yeah.
Remember, gender-based violence, we're not only focusing on women, there's also men who have been abused by their partner, which is women. But it also affects the children, and then when you grow up in that environment that you've been abused. I'll make example of a boy child, and then the father was always beating the mother, and then that to that child it will be a norm. This is how you're supposed to treat your women. When you're saying something, you need to have you use a language that is bad then, and also you beat your woman, or you say things that are not nice, and then he'll grow up that this is how you treat your woman because of the environment that he grew up in. And then so it means that it goes like to another decade, and also then, but it's up to us, the people that we're in now, to change the mindset of how we are dealing with our problems, especially as adults. That does not impact the children. Like also that thing that if you have we want to talk to your partner, communication, or there's an argument, don't do it in front of your kids. Go to your room or just take a walk. So that your children must not experience that then, because it tends to affect them mostly, because that child will grow and then when he goes to school, he'll bully another child because this is what is happening at home. The anger that child has is not gonna give it back to the parents, because remember the child then, even if you beat your child, the child will come back to you.
Yes.
Because he have love for you.
Mm.
He will take that anger to another person.
Mm.
That's why also example into teachers. The teachers have been beaten by our kids. They are beating other kids at school.
Yes,
It's something,
because
when you
it's
look at
from
that,
home.
it's something that is coming from home.
Yeah.
So as parents, we need to seek help. If us as couples in a relationship that we can't engage, and then we'll involve, let's say, the elderly or your church leader, your pastor to talk to you. And also there's places that you can go to. There's places like power, people are opposing against women abuse. You can get in contact with people like that, and also like our organization that is Tshwane Leadership Foundation. That also we have different programs that we're helping not only women.
Yes.
We have a shelter for women. We also called Potter's House, and we also have Akanani. So as we are saying that gender-based violence, it affects men and women.
Yes.
So there is help out there. It's just that you need to go out there and start to report to the police station.
Okay.
Ematoda sabelani, ematoda sabelani, ematoda ngandani, ayo lengos, city lengos.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I can also add that, gender-based violence also affects us psychologically, even emotionally, because of, like Sis Bulu was saying, that if you grow up in a family whereby the father was abusing the mother, and then also it goes back to say that even the children, like beating them also. So you grow up in that family, in that setting of that, if I want to make my point, I need to beat this woman. If I want to discipline rather my kids, I need to beat them. I believe that in order for us to avoid that, to talk, communication is very key to each and everything. In an organization, in a relationship, any relationship, communication is key, because in that way you are able to solve issues. So it affects you as an individual, and you ended up you are taking it out to the community, of which then it's like it's a pandemic. It's spreading up because of if I am a child at home and my father is beating my mother, I have this anger inside of me. And then when I go to school, I bully other kids because of I feel like if I want to make my point, I need to beat this person. You see, so you ended up bullying people. Those those kids that you're bullying, they are developed psychologically, they are being affected, emotionally they are being affected. So gender-based violence is very broad. It's very broad. We cannot just only look at it in men beating women or rather, but it's very broad in such a way that it affects everyone inside the family.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much for your input.
And another thing that causes gender-based violence is stigmatization.
Yes.
It's an issue that we men in our societies and in our communities actually face, because now we as the men that do not have a hand in abusing our women, we are put in the same body with the men that are actually abusing our women. So now we carry that stigma of being called men are trash. We carry the stigma of being called dogs. Because that's the main word that is being used at the present moment, that amadoda zizinja. So the stigma that we carry in our societies, you'd get that there's a woman that's walking down the street. When you're not going to do anything to her, you're just going to greet or you're just going to ask for directions. But you can see the uncomfortability of that person that is walking around.
Very true.
It's either they're going to turn around once every second just to check how far you are, and they're going to walk faster than you because they do not know what you're going to do to them. Even as innocent as you are, you're always going to carry that stigma of we are all trash and we are all abusers. That is one of the stigma that we're going to carry as men. Even if you're as innocent as you are, but one way or another, you're always going to be part of the men that they're talking about.
Very interesting.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for your input. This is a very sensitive topic to be talking about. So, also my input, I would also like to say that we as men, it's high time that we should speak about our problems. Because whatever that is happening in our families goes out there and affect the society. Us as men sitting down with our problems and also bottling them, it's also going out to affect our families, because if we don't solve our problems in our families, they are going to come out and impact to the society. So, which lead us to our third question of the day, which is, what can be done to stop this pandemic? What are the measures that can be taken in order to stop this pandemic from spreading? What do we think can be done in order to stop this? Yes, Uli?
Okay. I would say it starts within you. It starts as Uvuyo was saying, and which is true. I'm also like that. If I'm walking alone on the street and then there's a man behind me, I'm not feeling comfortable.
Wow.
Even if that man is not saying anything. And then I'm always looking after to my shoulder that who is around, there's other people around. Because as you were saying in your introduction, that 8 women have been killed in South Africa every day. So you'll never know what will happen to you. So we're always like very scared even to walk. So it starts within, as you are saying that Vuyo, as a person, start with you to educate yourself. That I know that I'm not that man. I know if like I'm not that man, I'll be able to help if another man is doing something on the street. Let's say you see couple are fighting on the street, you don't just put a blind eye. It's like in those abandoned two as again. Things that are between the two people, I'm not gonna be involved in. You say, as you're saying that you are against GBV, you talk about it, and also you talk about it with your circle of starting with at home. It must be something that even with your sister work or your nieces, your nephews, even those who are boys, like, you know, guys, when you talk to a girl, it's you treat her like an egg, you treat her like a flower, because this is our mothers, this is our sisters. So you have that conversation around you, and then from there, from the family, then it can go further to churches.
Yes.
And those youth gatherings and friends and sports, that it must be something that is a conversation that we're saying that, because as women, we don't trust any man that we don't know. Even you don't trust even the person that you are with. Because most of the gender-based violence is like, it's not somebody that you don't know. It's within. It's our spouses, it's our husbands, it's our boyfriends, it's our uncles. It's our fathers. So it's that at home, the mindset that we need to educate ourselves, and we need to know it is a crime. You need to report it, and there is help out there. You need to go and report to the police. Yes.
I could also add on that you know, we can use our voices through social media. You know, I believe that, you know, social media is one of the powerful platforms whereby you can be heard, and then the message can go there very fast. And people, because of right now, we are in the 4th industrial revolution, whereby, you know, everything, it's on the phone. So if I need information, I'll get it from the phone. So we can spread the weight through our social media. If I put I stand against gender-based violence, the people in my WhatsApp, they can see that, okay, this person is talking about this, and then they would love to know more about it. So even if I can put it in my Facebook, Twitter, people become more informed, and we teach each other, we engage more into it. And then the other person who involved, and he's doing that thing, you know what, maybe I don't know, I have friends in my Facebook already, in my WhatsApp, they are practicing that gender-based violence. Maybe, I don't know, but they are doing it with their partners there. But then if they can see, okay, Moto, like, he stand against gender-based violence, meaning that if I'm practicing this, maybe it'll create something between the relationship between us. So if, like, in the circle that I'm in, they need to be aware what is gender-based violence. You spread this, make awareness, but be informed. You know, gender-based violence is not a way of, you know, solving issues in a relationship, or rather in a family. Communication is key. I really stand with that. Communication is key. I can never start, if I want to fix something, start with holding a weapon and, you know, fighting with you. I need to sit down, we need to discuss, we need to talk about it, settle matters through conversation, through communicating. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. Okay.
And another way that we could actually stop this pandemic from spreading would be that let us not keep quiet.
Yeah.
Let us not keep quiet.
Yeah.
Your neighbor cannot die
Mm.
when you're sitting next door and listening.
Yeah.
Your neighbor's wife cannot be screaming,
Mm.
and when you just keep quiet and you sit in your house and you say it is none of my business.
Wow.
Let's talk. You know, let's report such things.
Yeah.
Yes, like Mrs. Bully said, we izinto zabantu ababini azingena.
Mm.
Yes, that happens because now if you enter in other people's relationships and problems, they fix you enter at the wrong time where they actually fix their problems, you know, and then it starts being a problem that when now you have entered into other people's business. But if you talk and you say something, at least you have done your part, because that's the part that counts. Can you do your part? Don't just keep quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, we cannot just sit down and let our sisters die while we're there. Yes, we are stigmatized that we part of the people that are killing the sisters and brothers and children. But let us talk. You know what you do. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Let us talk.
Oh, okay.
Just to add on what we were saying, that when we hear your neighbor screaming, you're not gonna go physically yourself being there and want to say, okay, I want to save this woman. The easiest way, you can call the police.
Yeah.
You can, even if you want to protect yourself, you can just say, you not say your name, but at number this and this street, I hear there's somebody who's crying there. And then also there's this online people that you can draw also to power. You can then make that call, and then the police will go there and check what is happening there. It means then you physically, you are not involved in other people's business, but you can't, as you are saying, that you just can't keep quiet when there's a woman or there's somebody or a child who's crying out there for help, and then you are thinking that, because sometimes you'll think that, okay, you want to assist, you when yourself you go there and you end up being killed because you were protecting that. There's other ways that you can protect also yourself, but also you are protecting the person that was screaming for help. Just call the police, and then the police will come and investigate what is happening in that household.
Yeah, as sensitive as this topic that we're actually discussing here, there's this thing of we men are raised by women. I mean, we were in a woman, we were part of a woman for 9 months. I mean, we lived in the stomach of a woman for actually 9 months. So we actually part of those women. So how does it come about that you as a man will pick up your hand for a person that you've lived in for 9 months? You know, you live with children who are female, you live with moms, you live with grandmothers, you live with sisters. So if that was not the case, then how would you feel if your sister or your mother or your grandmother was the one that was being abused? Were you going to keep quiet? Were you going to keep quiet? Because now me saying that let us talk and then put yourself in those shoes. Or put somebody, a family, if you don't want to put yourself in those shoes, put a family member in those shoes.
What happens to my family?
So if it happens to a family member, obviously I would react because I care and I love that person. Let us care and love for our sisters, even though they are not part of our families by blood, but we were all created, and those were made our sisters. So let us protect our sisters by talking.
Yes.
Like you said, we can make phone calls anonymous. That is one of the ways. If you don't want to be involved physically, then make those calls anonymous.
Wow. This is a very sensitive topic that we're talking about today. You heard that the things that can be done actually, maybe to bring awareness or to stop this thing spreading out, was educate yourself. Be the first to go out there. Be the influencer. And also using the social media platform. Using social media platform in a way to bring awareness out there. And also talking about the issues. There's one saying in my language saying that "Monna kitau olela te." Those are the things that are making men out there to find themselves as perpetrators. To make women cry out there. Because of we as men, we believe that if I take my problem and speak it to another man, it doesn't make me man enough, which is a stigma.
Yeah.
That is not true. But if we bottle out our issues, if we talk about these things, we can be able to get help. We can even reduce what we are seeing right now. We've got problems like YOLO, which includes young children that these things can be talked about. We've got family mentors. We sit with parents. We speak about these issues. We also have men championing change, where men can sit down and actually speak about their problems in a way of solving this issue. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's high time us as men to stand up, hold hands, and stand against this issue. Because if we men don't stand up, this thing will continuously happen. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, make sure that you make an impact. You become the influencer to everyone in your society, so that we can be able to stop this pandemic going forward. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching our video on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe, like and comment. Follow us on Facebook, on TLF Social SBC program every time. Thank you very much. Bye.
Abafazi bayalila ayo lenkosi sithi lenkosi iyo lenkosi Jathandaza nkosi